an interview with a local legend. Can you tell us a little bit about you? Your name, age, and how long have you been playing drums?
My name is Alex Tabero. I'm 27 years old, and I've been playing for 15, bordering on 16 years now.
Why drums?
So basically, I played drums by accident. I originally started off as a guitarist when I was about 8 years old, but there was in Cardiff there was a shop that had this electric drum kit that I always wanted, and I basically every day we went into town, I'd beg my mum to buy me this electric drum kit, and eventually 3 years in, she caved in for Christmas, got this electric kit, and I just played away on it, and then I joined a band at 11 as a guitarist, rhythm guitarist, because I couldn't play lead. And then they found out that I had this electric kit and they didn't know any other drummers. So they were like, can you play drums instead? And now I play drums. And that's literally it.
16 years later.
16 years later, here we are.
Can you tell us a little bit about your drumming journey?
I'm going to go way back to the start because I think it's the main reason I'm here, actually, in Drum Depot. Basically, when I just started out drumming and I joined this band, I was 6 months into drumming and complete self-taught, just jamming around on, songs and whatever, badly probably. And then when I joined the band, my mum was like, well, I can't have you being rubbish on stage. You've got to have drum lessons. And that is where I met Mr. Brett Sormy. It was Percussion House at the time. He was teaching there. And yeah, at the start, I'll be honest, I was a bad kid. To be honest, I was not well behaved. He'd show me cool stuff, and then he would leave a room to go do something. I'd practice what he showed me for maybe a minute, and then I would just mess around on the drums. So I was really ill-disciplined. And one day he turned around to my mum. I remember it finished the lesson. He turned around to my mum and was like, "I cannot teach this kid anymore. He's too badly behaved." And I literally just broke down in tears in the shop. I was like, no, please keep teaching me. Because Brett at the time to me, and he still is, he was my hero.
Yeah, nice.
At the time, he was like this cool dude. He taught Moose from Bullet for My Valentine, who at the time were my favorite band in the world. So I was like, this guy's like my idol. And he was kicking me out. And so I broke down in the middle of Percussion House. And I begged him and he kept teaching me after that. But I changed my ways. And I think that's why I'm here now. So I owe a lot to Brett, actually. Getting emotional.
Yeah.
Getting emotional here, but yeah.
Brett provides a lot of guidance for everyone, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's like my mentor in a way, or has been. And then went to university in London to pursue music. I still live in London now. So went through uni, met loads of amazing musicians, played with a bunch of bands, played with a bunch of, functions, etc. And then I kind of went full time into music in 2019 when I took a contract abroad. That was the first time I was playing music full time. That's all I was doing. So I was in this hotel in the Middle East. You end up in the weirdest places playing music, man. But I was in the hotel in the Middle East playing six nights a week for 6 months. So much playing, 4 sets a night as well. So I was doing about 3 hours of gigging every night. It was crazy. And then I was like, I'm a drummer now. This is it, full time. And straight after that, COVID happened, ruined everything. So no more drumming for a bit. Well, I was drumming at home, but no gigs or nothing like that. And then since it's come back, I'm kind of balancing part-time day job and gigging, just functions, corporate events. I'm starting now to get into with more artists, which is where I really want to be going. So I guess looking at the present and the future now, I'm starting to get on some tours, some major festivals, working with loads of different artists, being a proper session drummer, I guess we could say. I'm working on my own music as well, all while balancing that in a day job. So I have no sleep, but I'm having fun, and that's the main thing.
Favorite band, favorite drummer, and why?
Okay, so there's 2 different answers to this. Favorite band of all time is The Police. My dad brought me up on The Police, literally just rinsed the records back to front all the time when I was growing up, playing along to them. I don't listen to them so much, but they'll always be like my all-time favorite, and I'm absolutely gutted I'll never get to see them live together. I did see Sting last year, which was pretty close.
In the Castle.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, it was a wicked gig.
We were there too.
Yeah. It was amazing. But I don't think I'll get to see all 3 of them together, sadly, because they did their reunion tour like yonks ago. But they're my all-time favorite. And then favorite drummer, I mean, there's so many drummers I love. You got to be open to everyone. But I think if we had to pick all-time, and the one person I've ever truly fangirled over, it was Benny Greb. That guy is just, he's the GOAT of groove. His musical choices are so good. And his drums just sound so good.
He's like a doctor of drumming, isn't he?
Yeah, he's just amazing. And he's a really lovely guy. He just seems like really lovely and humble and sweet. And yeah, first guy, like he did the drum kick here. I can't remember when it was now. And I remember he played a drum solo and I nearly cried because I was like, I can't believe I'm finally watching this guy.
Yeah, I understand.
And then yeah, when I met him, I literally I couldn't speak. He shook my hand. I couldn't speak. I was like, oh my God, I'm actually meeting you. It's crazy.
If you could play drums for any band or artist, who would it be and why?
I thought about this for a while because for a long time I didn't have one, like a dream artist, but I think it's important to have one because it gives you a sort of goal in where you want to move. The artist I really want to play for, if I ever could, would be Sade. Her voice is just incredible. I love her. I love her songs. So there's no other music like Sade's. She hasn't gigged in years. I don't know why, but if she is doing a reunion tour, if the MD's watching, give me a call. Thank you.
Would you mind telling us about some of the gear you use?
Yeah, so because I'm a Benny Greb fanboy, I had to get a Sonar. I do have an SQ2, which I bought with inheritance money I got ages ago. I just splashed out. There's that video, the Benny Greb video, I think it's 2008 Modern Drummer, that drum solo. You know the one. He just starts with a floor tom hit. And I was like, that's the one. I need that kit. That's the sound. That is how a floor tom should sound. It sounds ridiculous. So yeah, I got an SQ2, but I don't really gig with that. I actually gig with my main gigging kit is a Sonar Vintage series. This isn't much of a downgrade, to be honest. I got that here at Drum Depot.
That's an amazing kit, that one.
Oh, it's beautiful. The kick drum on it's insane. Which is the main reason I bought it. The kick drum is just ridiculous. Right. Cymbals wise, Zildjian cymbals. That's probably Brett put me on that, actually. But they do just make the best sounding cymbals. They really, really are. Actually just got a lovely pair of K Constantinople hats.
Have you gigged them yet?
I have. I'm a bit worried gigging them, I'll tell you what, because they feel delicate.
They're a bit precious.
Yeah, and when you get into I did a wedding with it, and I'm like, I shouldn't really do weddings with these, because you get into the heavy stuff at the end. I'm like, I'm bashing. They don't bash very well, but for the kind of sizzly, cool R&B stuff, they're just untouchable. They're so good. So yeah, Zildjian Ks mostly, sticks, Vic Firth, heads, Evans. I'm not precious about gear, to be honest. I'll use whatever, but those are my go-tos at the moment for my kit, and I think I've got a sound now that I'm really happy with.
Cool. And what sort of hardware are you running? What sort of pedals, stuff like that?
Hardware is a mixed match of all sorts, whatever was good at the time. To be honest, I've been using a Mapex Falcon pedal for the last, I think, 13 years because I won it in a raffle.
Nice.
For my SQ2, I keep them very much in hard cases because I'm just like, if this gets scratched, I'm going to cry. But my vintage, I chucked that in to my head soft cases, which are great, do the job, nice and light. It's about getting it through a door easily and getting out of a gig. I think most drummers can relate to this. When you're a kid, you want as many drums as possible. You want a Terry Bozzio drum kit. And then when you actually start gigging, you're looking at what is the least amount of kit I can get away with. So most times I'm not even bothering with half the toms I have. I just full tom and a couple of cymbals and I'm done. That's it.
And any electronics? Do you use any sort of SPDSX or pads? Or
I do have one. It's a glorified start-stop for a backtrack track, to be honest. I know. I just haven't been in a project yet that's really needed it too much. I've done some electronic stuff with some bands, but it's honestly just the odd start a backing track or maybe trigger something, but not using it loads.
We are going to post a clip of you playing. Can you please tell us a little bit about it first? Sure.
So this was a clip actually recorded in lockdown. I did this with my friend Clem Cathcart, who's New Zealand. He lives in New Zealand. He's from New Zealand. It's our rendition of What Is Hip by Tower of Power. I picked this because it kind of shows what I can do as a drummer, but also I mixed the whole thing. I edited the video as well. And the drum kit itself, I record this in my bedroom. I use one mic, an SM57. The harp kick, The kick is a hard snare, hard case. It's just a real weird kit, but I got a real cool sound out of it and just made this whole cool little thing.
One final question. We kind of decide this on the day, but being as you said, you've got such a close relationship with Brett. Can you give us one of your favorite memories with the man himself?
Oh my God.
I know I've kind of dropped you in there.
Okay. There's two. All right, there's two. Okay, so the first one was the first day I met him, and we went back. He taught. I said he taught Moose from Blood for My Valentine. So the first time I met him, I was in the shop, and he asked me, "Oh, who's your favorite band then, or one of your favorite bands?" I said, "Blood for My Valentine." He's like, "Oh, I taught Moose." I was like, "No way." And he's like, "Yeah, wait." Got his phone out, called him. I was like, "Moose, yeah, I got this guy who wants to speak to you." He just gave me the phone. Little 11-year-old me. I'm just like, what? So yeah, that was the moment I was like, "Whoa, this guy's the business." And then the second one I remember also involving a phone, weirdly enough. I was at the Claude in where was that? That's Rofe. And he was playing. I went because he was playing a gig there. He was playing a function down there, and I remember he was playing. I think it was "Message in a Bottle," and someone called him mid-set, and he was like doing. It was the verse. He was playing a hi-hat, and he like puts a stick under his arm, gets his phone out, and rings the guy while he's playing. I don't know why he did that because I don't know what kind of conversation you have right there and then. But I just thought that was really funny. I really enjoyed that, and I was like, "Yeah, this guy knows what he's doing."
Alex, thank you very much for coming in. You are certainly a local legend, and we really appreciate you spending the time with us today. So thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.